Have you ever thought about how fast your whole world can just flip? Force you to rethink everything.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. It's that moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where everything you thought was solid ground just turns out to be,
Mm-hmm.
well, something else entirely.
Mm.
Terrifying, but that's where real change happens.
Exactly. And that kind of intense transformation, that crucible, that's what we're really digging into today here on the Deep Dive.
Yep. We're working from some key excerpts from Rebecca Yarros' Iron Flame. That's book 2 in the Empyrean series.
Right. So our mission, basically, is to pull out the really crucial moments from this world. You've got dragons, a brutal war college rebellion, all seen through the eyes of this young woman whose life is, constantly on the line.
We're going to unpack the big shifts, the betrayals, which are huge,
Mm-hmm.
and the battles. Both the ones fought out loud and the ones happening inside her head. It all forces her to redefine, well, everything.
So get ready to see how survival in this kind of world isn't just fighting. It's about completely changing who you are, figuring out who to trust. It's intense. So let's start where things are. Pretty rough. Our protagonist, Violet, she's waking up, groggy, can barely speak, recovering from that awful thing in Resson.
Yeah, and her smaller dragon, Andarna, the one who stopped time, has been asleep for like a week, just completely drained from saving Violet. Imagine that recovery space.
But she barely gets a moment, right? Because almost immediately, boom, huge revelations start hitting.
Before she can even, process what happened to her, she's face to face with the ghost.
And what a ghost. It's Brennan, her brother. Everyone thought he was dead.
Right. And it's not just, oh, hey, I'm alive.
Mm.
He's now a lieutenant colonel because so many others died.
And he just drops this line so casually. A few days ago, I was pretty sure I'd never get to watch you do, well, anything again.
Chilling.
Yeah.
It just screams secrets, doesn't it? What has he been doing?
Exactly. How did he survive? He starts to explain, mentions someone called Neolin, but gets cut off.
And he's got this weird rune scar on his palm. Plus, their sister Mira doesn't even know he's alive. That tells you this is way bigger than just family drama. It's messing with the official story.
And the shocks just keep coming. Almost right after that, Violet sees Andarna.
And she's huge, almost twice the size she had been a few days ago. Another massive shift.
Her other dragon, Terran, he warns her, don't push Andarna, let her grow.
It's interesting, that growth, it's almost like a metaphor for how Violet and this whole world are being forced to change super fast, confront hard truths.
And Andarna herself says something like, they're all better off not knowing.
Yeah. Hinting that she's got secrets too, something unique about her. Even allies aren't telling the whole story. It keeps piling up.
Okay, so speaking of secrets and new realities, Violet finds out about Aricia, this fortress hidden in a mountain.
And Brennan calls it a revolution, not a rebellion.
Right. Violet clucks that immediately. She thinks, you call it a revolution, not a rebellion. It's that belief, that they can actually win.
Aricia becomes this base, right? They hold these assembly meetings, supposedly open to anyone.
But Violet's kept hidden, which immediately tells you there's tension, hierarchy, even in this revolution.
Oh, definitely. You hear this character, Suri, suggesting they basically sacrifice Violet and someone else. Just send them off.
So cold. But then Xaden, he's a major player in this rebellion, steps in and says assembly decisions are just advice.
Yeah, showing you where the real power lies. It's not exactly democratic, even here.
So the big problem they have, strategically, Arecia's got this ward stone supposed to protect them, but it's useless right now.
And they need something called a luminary to make weapons. Special weapons to fight the Venin, these magic-draining monsters.
It's Violet who comes up with the idea. Search the archives back at Basgiath for lost knowledge on how to make wards work.
Even though Brennan warns her it's enemy territory, it's a huge risk.
Yeah.
But maybe their only real shot.
Okay, so this forces her back to Basgiath, the War College.
Yeah.
Just picturing those 5-story staircases.
Yeah.
It feels imposing.
Basgiath is more than just school, isn't it? It's like the whole system in miniature, designed to break people down, sharpen them into weapons.
Yeah, that phrase, you don't break. And Violet's thought, we are the weapons, and this place is the stone they used to sharpen us. It's brutal.
And you see that brutality in some cadets, like Jack Barlow Jr.
Ugh, him. He just throws another struggling cadet off the parapet without a second thought.
And he's the one who nearly killed Violet last year. It shows how that place just breeds ruthlessness.
Then there's the death of Siran, other cadet. And Major Varish is just cold. The wings are only as strong as their weakest rider.
It really hammers home how little individuals matter in that system. It's all about the collective, the military machine, which is dangerous thinking.
So inside this pressure cooker, Violet is drowning in secrets. She ends up thinking, if you can't lie, you keep your distance.
Yeah, and it affects her relationships. She gets closer to Jacinia, who's a scribe, kind of outside the main power structure.
But drifts away from her actual squad mates.
But yeah.
It's painful.
And then there's Daenatos. That relationship is complicated.
Understatement. He seems concerned, but his dad hates her family, and you just never know where he stands. Violet thinking a swift kick to the balls wouldn't be uncalled for kind of sums it up.
Totally. Trust is just completely shot there.
Yeah.
But her relationship with Xaden, that deepens a lot.
Yeah, it goes way beyond just attraction. He gets furious when she wears someone else's flight jacket. Possessive, almost.
But then he lays it all out, this confession.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't in love with you then. I had no idea what you would become to me.
I sure as hell hadn't sat by your bedside for 3 days, knowing my life, if it even existed beyond yours, would mean nothing without you in it.
Wow. I mean, that's everything. It's not just love. It's like their lives are tied together.
And then comes the huge reveal, the aha moment, his hidden second signet.
Intensic. He can read intentions. No, he's a truth-sayer.
Basically, yeah.
No.
He knows people's deepest truths, their needs, which explains so much about how he seems to know everything.
Like how I know exactly what someone needs to hear. It makes sense now. But what a burden for him.
Huge. And just as you're processing that, bam, betrayal.
Oh, this one hurts. Nolan, the mender, the healer she trusted for years.
He drugs her lemonade and hands her over to Varish for interrogation.
Varish, the sadistic major. It's just awful from someone she thought was safe.
It really shows you, doesn't it? In a world built on lies, the worst hits come from inside. The description of that interrogation room, shackles, a drain, terrifying.
And Varish's signet lets him see weaknesses. He couldn't see hers at first because of her shields.
Right, she was blocking him. But now he starts seeing pain, broken bones, or maybe shame. Her defenses are cracking.
And Dane is forced to be there, to watch, maybe participate.
So she does something desperate. She pulls Dane into a memory with her. A memory of them smuggling weapons for the rebellion.
Trying to prove her loyalty, right? To show him what she's been doing, why she kept secrets.
But the crushing part, he just sees the facts, the smuggling. He doesn't get the sacrifice, the impossible choices she made.
Yeah, that moment just breaks something between them. For good, you feel like. So while all this personal drama is exploding, the bigger picture of the war, it starts coming into sharp focus. And we see how much propaganda has been at play.
Right, like in Markham's history class, they talk about the migration of the first year. Like, Navarre was always this perfectly unified place.
But then a cadet speaks up, points out, except Tyrrender, they never quite got the unified message, did they? Punctures that whole myth.
And Professor DeVere says something unsettling, too, like, we defend our borders, but we don't take war to civilians.
And Violet immediately thinks, we just don't bother saving them either, which is damning. It exposes the hypocrisy. They just let people outside the wards die.
The truth starts leaking out about attacks on places like Samara and Montserrat, too. These weren't random raids, they were targeted attacks.
Enemy Griffin flyers got in, looking for weapons. And Violet whispers, Navarre's citizens might not know that we're gone, but the drifts do.
She gets it. She understands the war is way bigger than Navarre admits, and the kingdom's been ignoring the threat out in those dangerous territories, deliberately.
It all leads to this breaking point. General Milgren, the top guy, basically admits they're losing.
Yeah, they're going to overrun us at Samara. They come for us on Solstice, and they win. Just lays it out. Desperate.
So desperate, he offers the rebels, the ones led by Brennan and Xaden, a deal. Independence for erasure if they help fight.
Suddenly, sworn enemies have to work together. The stakes just went from personal survival to, like, the fate of the whole continent.
Okay, so now they have this fragile alliance, and the clock is ticking. They need to get Erasha's wards working fast.
The old texts say it needs 6 powerful riders and the blood of the 6 in the 1. Sounds pretty grim.
But Violet, using her scribe skills, looks closer at the ancient text, and she figures out blood was actually a mistranslation.
Right. It should have been breath. And the symbol for dragons didn't mean actual dragons. It meant political power. Like the different factions.
So it doesn't need blood sacrifice. It needs a representative from each dragon den. That completely changes how they need to approach it. Genius, but also intense pressure on her.
Then comes the journey back to Basgiath for the final confrontation. They have to fly through this insane storm.
A storm so bad even the enemy griffins can't fly in it. It shows you how desperate they are.
And we find out even the dragons are keeping secrets from each other. Terran and Andarna have their own hidden truths. It adds yet another layer of uncertainty. Even allies aren't fully transparent.
But we finally get the full story on Andarna, and it's a huge reveal.
Yeah, she's not a black dragon. She's a unique seventh breed. Her scales change color with her emotions.
Amazing. And she's the head of her own den. That's why she could bond young, why her elders respect Terran so much.
And she confirms that she did drain Violet's energy way back when she stopped time. It explains Violet's collapse, but also shows the incredible cost of their bond. All those little mysteries finally click.
Okay, climax time. The battle at Basgiath. It's chaos. The main wardstone there, which is massive, is on fire with black flames.
Looks like the end, right? And then Shocker Jack Barlow is back.
The guy who nearly killed Violet, who everyone thought was dead.
Yep. But he's changed. He's Venin now. Dark magic. And he's trying to destroy the wardstone.
He shouts something like, "You have no idea what's coming. He's coming with a horde of greens." Then breaks the wardstone in two.
Just like that. Navarre is defenseless. It shows you, even enemies you think are gone can come back worse than before.
So in this absolute last-ditch moment, Violet's mother, General Sorrengail, makes the ultimate call.
She orders Sloane, who's a siphon writer.
Right, someone who can absorb and redirect magic.
She orders Sloane to drain her dragon, Aimsir, and drain the general herself. All their life energy poured into the broken wardstone.
And it works, but the cost.
Violet's mother dies, saving everyone. Violet tells Xaden, "My mother saved us, she's gone." Just raw, devastating.
The aftermath. Violet just collapses into her friend Rhiannon's arms. Just grief. Overwhelming grief.
But also beneath it, maybe this tiny bit of relief. The ward's work.
Yeah, it captures the whole story, really. Victory, but at such an immense, heartbreaking cost. Makes you really question what winning even means. Wow, what a journey for Violet. I mean, she starts as this reluctant cadet, basically pushed into this meat grinder of a school.
And ends up being absolutely central to a war for the whole continent. It's an incredible transformation.
This deep dive really showed us some surprising stuff about power, didn't it? And love, loyalty.
Absolutely. And how often real strength comes from facing these just unimaginable losses, making choices that seem impossible.
It makes you think about secrets, too, and truth. How knowing the truth about your enemies, even your friends, your family, changes everything. How you fight, what you fight for.
Definitely. Especially when those truths just shatter the world you thought you knew.
Right. So here's a final thought to leave you with. If fighting a whole army of wyvern dark magic users, raising ancient wards, and losing your mother in the process, if that isn't the scariest thing, what could possibly be worse?
What truth is still out there, maybe unspoken, just waiting to break everything all over again even after the battle seems won?